Hey y'all, welcome to another episode of Daddy's Right Here Live. I'm your host as always, Sabir Alim. So I decided that doing a live show of Sabir Alim would be a great and wonderful idea so that I could bring you into the lab where it all happens. Um, I'm trying to make this should be switching over. So getting used to monitoring the screen right now from my phone so I can ensure that the audio is correct, the video is correct, uh, what I want you to see is accurate. So that's important right now. So that's what I'm pretty much doing today, just getting the all the logistics, man, in order because this is live on Facebook and it's also live on my Severely Educational Station on YouTube. So resetting the camera so you can see uh, what's behind me to see me, all those things. So I'm doing that in the moment. And just bear with me as I make these adjustments. I just want to make sure it's right for you. Yeah, I just want to make sure it's right for you. So it may not be the most um, exciting show to tune into, but one of the things that ALIM4U finds important is that we have a connection to our customers, that our customers are able to see what we actually do, that we do some work, that we don't just go and we don't find clip art and things of that nature and just slap on to our merchandise. It's none of that. It's not even close to any of that, man. So there may be times when you're watching the show and you're just seeing no movement on the screen. Usually that's thought. That's thought. But you'll see it all come together. Today I'm working on the War Ready collection. War Ready, that was something that I came up with because, every day we have to arm ourselves and prepare ourselves for many different things in life. So it's not just a battle between other countries, other individuals, domestic conflicts and confrontations, but things as simple as parenting, you know, things as simple as parenting. There's a lot of us that, we do sport fishing, we do sport hunting, we do all those things. So all those things are included. It's just so many things, man, that we encounter that we have to be prepared for. Oh, definitely, we're going to have some things for practitioners of religion. We'll have things for, the different religions, because that's important too, as well. If you practice something, you like to be able to show it, even though the scripture says that we should stand out amongst all others. It's not that, if we're Muslim, we have to have on the kufi, izar, jalabiyah, we all have to walk around with the beards, and now the beards are no longer a sign that a person is Muslim. So, it's a lot of different ways that people want to show what it is they represent. If it's the cross, if it's the star crescent, if it's the star David, whatever it is, people want to show. Hey, man, listen, this is what I represent. This is what I represent. I just want to share it with you so you can see it. So we'll be doing some stuff today. And that's one of the things that I pretty much come up with in the moment. It's not always a matter of this is the design for the day, because I don't know what the design for the day is actually going to be. I don't know. So it looks like we're doing pretty good in terms of the presentation. I just want to on Facebook. I want to make an adjustment because on the YouTube station, which I'm using, I am using StreamYard. StreamYard allows you to be able to see the screen, but you can also see me as well, and that's an adjustment that I'm going to be making for the Facebook page But I won't show you all that today. So today I'm just going to go right on into um, designing something. So what I typically will do is I don't do a whole lot of things for men. So I'm moving more towards men apparel now. Do a lot of things for women. My wife does a lot of things for women. My wife, does she likes to do the motivational stuff, the spiritual notes, things of that nature, the positive affirmations. That's one of the things that she enjoys doing. She does the other stuff too, but she likes doing that, which is well because we work out with well with that band, balancing it out because that's what she likes to do. She does the design work too. She's gotten into that. Um, so I'm trying to do more stuff for men. And when you think war ready, the first thing you do is you go to thinking about men and what it is that men encounter. So it's something to really think about when I sit down and try to put together something that a man can identify with in terms of sporting a windbreaker jacket. So what I'm working on at this moment are some windbreaker jackets. Yeah, the windbreaker, the weather is changing. It's not extremely cold on those days where it's cool. You just want to throw something light on to get in and out of the car. You don't want something so heavy. So windbreaker is something that's feasible. In a day and age where concealed carry and open carry, are very prevalent, and especially here in the United States, you want something that's comfortable that you can carry. You don't always want to have something in the waistband. You want to be able to use a shoulder access. Different. You want different types of access. It's a lot of things that again, you can think of. Like, I just want a lightweight jacket. You might have a tank top on. You might have just you don't want to put a bra on today, so you just go ahead and you throw a windbreaker on over top of it. It's comfortable. It's not overwhelming to you, but it covers you. Something you just want to throw on, and I want to run to the store. I want to run to the laundry. I want to drop the kids off at school. You don't want to get fully dressed. You know how we do, man. We grab a pair of sweatpants nearby, a pair of shorts or something, throw it on. And you don't always have that type of jacket. You don't want to keep putting on a hoodie, something that's heavy. You want something lightweight. So, those are the kind of things that we think about, when we want to put things out, what would be the good use for this? And if somebody wants to wear this, and what would they be wearing it with? What would they be doing? What are things that people do a lot of? When it comes to wearing certain things, carrying certain things, we have umbrellas that in our shop as well. We'll be doing more umbrellas. We have footwear, sneakers, boots. We do wallpaper, so we can assemble, wallpaper, shower curtains, clocks, bath mats, different things to go in your bathroom to change the entire look of your bathroom. And it'll cost you little to do it. And you can do it yourself. We have peel and stick. We have the glue, glue on this, we have the ones you dip in the water and with the paste on. So it's things that you can do that you can change any room. We have things that we can do, nurseries, we can do kitchens, we can do all of those things and provide you exactly what it is that you need to do it yourself. It costs way too much money, man, for somebody to come in your house, put up some wallpaper, occupy your personal space, and you can have fun doing this. Just think about how many things that you like to do, and you do them on your own. I ain't got nothing else to do today. Man, I went upstairs and I did my whole bathroom. When my wife come home, she's going to be so proud of me. Right? You look at those kind of things. We're having a baby. We want this and we want that. Oh, man, it costs so much to have these things done. And, you can tell us what you want and we can put it together for you. So we have free consultation. you can call us, man, and we can put it together for you. I was talking yesterday about uh the day before yesterday. Now I talked about last night on the last night show because I was introducing um some of the participants on the Side Spot show to what's upcoming. And I was telling them how in my vehicle I have that gray and black striped carbon fiber. So I designed some car seat covers. They're actually available, and I'll show them to you. The bird's life, big giant eagle with a P around its neck, and representing Philly, and because I'm born and raised Philly, so it's just the representation of Philadelphia. Nothing copyrighted. Everything is legit. I don't have any NFL, nothing on that. I don't do any of that stuff. You won't find those things. But I had in the background gray and black stripes, so it matches the interior of the car. So when you get in the car, you see the carbon fiber trim around in the car. Then you look at the seats and you're like, wow, we do those things too. See, we're designers. We're not a t-shirt company, right? We do t-shirts, but we do custom design stuff. Our merchandise, what you see is what we design, is what you get. We don't do just, you don't come and just order 20 shirts. All of our stuff is custom designed. And people say, well, yeah, well, it's money in that. This is not about the money in that sense. It's about design. We're designers. We're customizers of merchandise. We do customized merchandise, right? We want to keep that focus because the other stuff can, at this time, be overwhelming to our vision, our mission in being customizers, being designers, because that's what we're providing to you. It's a brand. ALIM4U is a brand. It's a branded vibe. So we want to maintain that vibe, right now. This is not what we're doing right now in terms of the t-shirts, team shirts, and things like that. This you having the family reunion, we give you a customized shirt for the family reunion. For the family reunion, we designed the shirt. If you have photos and things like that, we don't just take the photos that you have and just slap them on in all kind of ways. And no, we they're intricately placed. We want to get into what is the theme for your event. If you're having, gender reveals, whatever it is you're having, we design it. You tell us what the theme is. You can give us pictures that you want put, and we'll put the pictures and stuff into it for you, right? Listen, we're also moving towards, editing your videos. You have videos. We create a theme. If you go to Sabiraline educational station, you'll be able to see my wedding, my wife and I's wedding, and how that was done. If you're doing a repast or something like that, or you want to give some kind of recognition, for somebody who's no longer here, we can create videos for you. Give us the pictures, give us a theme, and we'll make it happen for you. So, those are the things that we're moving towards. We have the capability of doing it. We have the skills, the abilities to make that happen. But that's what you'll be finding available on our site soon. Understand? So we want to make sure that whenever you come to see us at ALIM4U.net, that you're very clear on what it is that we have to offer. So today I'm going to start with what I'm doing is working on some men's designs for our War Ready collection. So what I typically do is I'll go in, and what we do is we'll buy pieces from different sellers, and we'll create our own backgrounds and things of that nature. So, for instance, if we're doing, children, we'll get, children of different races, and we'll go, online, and we'll search for, people who put those kinds of things together. And like you see some designs here. These designs began, with just flat pieces. We do backgrounds, for instance. You'll see a background, and we'll take and add on to it. So I want to pull some backgrounds right now for the, I just did the gray background, dark gray. For some of our designs and give you an idea what it looks like when we start putting together some of our backgrounds. That's rust. So we'll start with those, and we'll go ahead and insert those, and they'll load up. So it all depends on what it is that we have in mind. So I'll take some of these and just put them up so I can have some pattern designs to look at while I'm thinking. It's a process. It's not just a slap, slap, slap. It can be, but that's not who we are. So I give myself different backgrounds to look at, and I can change the colors to what I want to change them to. I can add to them. I have different effects that I can do. So, for instance, this one here, I can always change the color. So if I want to, if I want this, any of these colors, I can just change it to. And that becomes the color of the merchandise, right? So when I'm looking to do things for men, I'm always looking for colors that many males would wear. Now, I'll wear pink. I'll wear some of these colors you see here. I'll wear them. There are men who will wear these as well. So that's one of the things that I try to do. I try to create something that's pushing the envelope, because men like color, and we don't get a chance to wear color. We're always in these dark drab colors and conservative colors, and I like to keep things conservative too, because it all depends on where you're going, and everything doesn't match. Now then, we're good for getting caps. We'll go get a fitted cap, throw it on, bam, we got a jacket. So it's a matter of making available colors that we can't find in jackets. We can always have the cap. You can find a cap in so many different colors, but damn, I can't get the jacket, right? So you can do this any color. This here's another one. You can change the color to whatever you want to change it to. It's really just that simple. And I think about what it is that I've seen, what I haven't seen, and I change it. And then, you can also change the background. So if I have something that you see that's green, but I can change the background to, let's say, a red, right? We change that to a red. Now you make this transparent. So now you are changing the color there. And it also changes the depth of the design. So we like to do a lot of things that are three-dimensional, right? You see this, and you can take this and put it on the background, and you can start adding other things in the forefront. For instance, we'll insert a picture. I'm just give you an idea. We take a picture here, so we'll put the gingerbread man on there for you. So there you have, you got a gingerbread man. Now, if you look at this, I want to give you an idea here. Bring that to the front. I'll bring that to the front. Now you want to take this and put it across put it across the screen. So it's transparent. You see all the things behind it, but you get an idea of how this whole thing can. There you go. Let me move this out the way so I can let you see this. So you want to put that there, and you make this a little bigger so you can see it. So this is some of the stuff that we do in putting together designs. You have to see how things merge into the backgrounds. Now you see this. You see it. You can see it's like off of the wall. Now this is in the forefront, and you can take this and, well, what we do. So you see how that is. You can do different things. The cookie crumbled. You can give it a different texture, has a glow effect. So it's different images. This is a grainy effect that we can put on there, right? So I love to use the grainy effect on things. Then it looks like this looks like a brownie. So you can do so many different things with what you want that to look like. So we're going to today, you got the mosaic. So diffused. So you got a paintbrush, glass. All right, so like the plastic wrap. You see the plastic wrap, and then you can also take and do picture effect. You can do the bevel, right? So you start seeing, because it has the plastic wrap, you're not going to get a whole lot of changes. If you go back, you'd use your different effects. So here you got now, see how that changes? You see how it lightens? It's a bevel effect, and you can kind of go over each one of these effects, because now you want to give it a 3D look, right? Give it a three-dimensional look. This changes you see the shadowing changes. So it's a lot of changes that happen that are very subtle changes, but they make a difference. They make a difference when it comes to the design itself. So now you can also soften your edges. You see how this is, it looks like it's flat on there. You can take it and you can soften your edges, and that allows it to blend into the background. See how you got each one, that softens. It depends on what you're looking for, right? It depends on do you want that to be like just coming through the paper? So you see how it changes? And it all depends on what you're looking for. That takes it back to the normal. And sometimes you just want to just soften the edge just a little bit. This is the original, and I just want to soften it just a little bit, right? But maybe I want to soften it some more. So now the idea here is to take this image. This is another technique that we use, right? Okay, so you copy and paste. You change the color of this. So now what I'm doing is I'm creating some more to it. So now I want to make it look like it's actually coming off of the paper. So you give it a shadow. So now the shadow is on this side. That means anything that I put in here has to follow a light source. So if the shadow is to the left, that means my light source is down here. So sometimes, just to keep myself on track, I'll put a dot for my light source. All right, so that's my light source. So that means anything that I'm putting on here, I'm going to be looking for my light source. Now you can change it, make it a yellow, so you see that represents the light. So when I see that, everything that I put on here is going to be coming from this direction. If it's going to be over here, if I want to make it look like it's really a lot of light, so the light, sometimes you look at how close the light is because the light could be right over it. So, but this is my light source. And I want to make sure I'm placing it where it's the brightest point. So because it's lowered, it's going to probably be coming from right about here. Here is where your light source wants to be. If it was like that, then your light source is down here. So you always want to put your light source. And it's easy. Like if you're just doing real simple designs, this is the easy part right here. Right? Put your light source down. And look at that. And you can sell it, your design, just like that. But it's made a world of difference in your design compared to somebody else who did a design without the background. Think about it. Think about how many pieces that you've done. If you're doing tumblers and things of that nature, think about the difference your work would make if it was done just like that. Nothing else on it. Just a gingerbread man with a shadow behind it and on the tumbler, right? You understand? So I want you to be able to see these kind of things so you can understand when you're doing your stuff, no matter what it is you're putting on there. This is something very simple, and I would just move this to another screen, right? So I can just take it, I can do this. I can do this. That means, so if I move it like this, is again, where's your light source? Now, because this is flat, your light source could be here, but your light source could be over top of it. So it would be here. If you're in your house, it might be directly over top of it. Always put your light source wherever it is that you want it, but always look at it, as opposed to just putting a shadow there, because if you can have two of these, you can have a shadow over here, and then you're going to have a shadow over here that's on the same side, but you're in a different place, or you have it on the opposite side. Where's your light source? Always do things with a light source. Always keep that in mind. So if my light source is here, I can't possibly have my shadow here. My shadow's going to have to move. My shadow's going to have to be there. So everything you put on here, the shadow has to be to the left. So that's the first thing you do. You look at the design, how you want to have it, and then you put your light source. Then you work from there. Some things you're going to see, for instance, let me insert another piece. So if you insert a picture, right, let's insert another picture from this device, and I want to show you how it changes. Okay, so for instance, I want to give you a couple of different things. Because I actually want to do the design so you see. So if that's a gingerbread man, we're going to look for a Christmassy design. All right, so here you go. We're going to put this in. Bam, there's the Christmas tree, right? So let's take out all of this other stuff because I want to take you through the whole design of the image. Okay, so now, right, did I bring this here? Move that over here. I'm going to take that, get rid of this. Now I'm going to use this for the background since I got rid of the other one. So you have this. You want to bring this up here. You want to bring this. Okay. All right. So we're looking at a Christmassy design, right? So we're just going to put that there. We're going to move this in its place. I just want you to see how you I want this transparent because I want that red. Okay, so I want the red. Now, depending on how much red you want to come through, I like to have it like that. I don't want it too red, so that's good. So now you have this piece. I want you to see how you change the dimensions of the design. How you turn something into a three-dimensional. See? So you have all the texture. You have all this texture. Now you have something like this, and you take it and you want to put that there, right? Now it looks like you've broken through, and then you add another depth to it. See how you go there? Now look at that. All right, and you have the snowman. All right, so this, you're not worried about the shadow because it's inside of a hole. So now that Christmas tree is inside of there. So it's good because you look at your light source being over here, right? Your light source is about here. So you can just take, and what helps you with your light source is something like this. All right, you get that? There's, you got your stem. So you take and you make your light source, you use this as your guide. You know, make sure you center it with the ball as much as you can get it centered, right? But get you right there. So you see how that if you click on that, it takes you to the center. So that's the center. So now everything moving forward is going to be in here, right? You're gonna take that line. You can put the line right in the middle there. This is where all your light sources go. Now, if you see how this is, right? Look inside. Now, if the light source is above that, look at this. It's above it because this is protruding outwards. See the difference? So you got a shadow here, but because this is inside of here, this shadow is entirely appropriate. It's entirely appropriate. So that's the most important thing you have to look at. It's always about a light source. Anytime you're doing anything, stop just putting things flat. It takes 2 seconds to copy and paste like I showed you for the gingerbread man. Put a dark to dark image in the back, right? And then take your actual image and put it over top. And you made a world of difference in doing something like, wow, that makes a difference, right? Then what's also important is you have to begin to look at, I use, and I'm going to show you that in a minute, I use corrections. You see how that, it changed that? Look at that. See how that is? Now, you'll get a lot of merchandise. If you go look at some merchandise you have right now, look at your merchandise, and you're going to see this kind of effect. You're going to see this kind of effect. It is so important for us that we have high pixels. So our merchandise on average is 600 pixels minimum. The expectation for most of the companies that you send your merchandise to be fulfilled, the minimum is 150 DPIs. That's dots per inch, right? That's the minimum. You understand? That's the minimum. That gives you a nice look. But this is about how nice it'll look a lot of times. This is the niceness of how it looks when people don't make adjustments. They just put pictures together. So you see this image now. Let me see if I can also make the screen a little bigger for you. You see that image now. I want you to see how this image changes with just some corrections. And I'm in PowerPoint. And you just go to corrections and you add some detail to it, right? And you'll see the difference. No detail, original detail, added detail. Now you have something that's beginning to form. This is really important because if you don't do this, you'll ultimately wind up with something pretty shabby. So save as picture is what we do with this. So it's going to save as a picture. I already have one in here, but I'm going to put a cookie one, because I may put other cookies in there. So I'm going to save cookie one. Now I'm going to go to my Photoshop. Now, again, this is not that costly, folks. It's not that costly. You don't have to have Photoshop, but if you're using just PowerPoint, do some work, right? Do some work on it. Don't just slap stuff on people's stuff, man. Come on. You want to be a reputable company. You want to be around for a minute. These are some things that you want to add in, to add to your work. You want to be able to get the best work. So we're going to go here. We're going to insert from pictures. I'm going to go back to my pictures where I just saved it at. So now you got to make sure that's 01. That's not the one I want. But this one here, you also look at sizes. So when you start putting things in, this is small. This is the PNG file. I mean, I know whether or not I took it through Photoshop or not. We make sure everything goes through Photoshop, right, babe? Everything goes through Photoshop. And the reason why we want everything to go through Photoshop is because we want to give you the crispness. We want you to look at your merchandise and it looks like it's almost coming off of the paper. See the difference? You can even see the difference in here, right? So it tells me here is 618 by 516. I can change the size in Photoshop to whatever I want it to be. Okay, so make sure like that's here. So I don't want the background. If there's a background, I get rid of the background because see this layers? I want this to be just that image. So I delete the layer of the background. So when I put this into the work, it's just this image. There's no background to it. So I go here now. I can do anything I want to do with this in terms of changing the colors. I have all these presets over here. Color balancing I can change. I can go here, brightness, contrast, exposure, varied levels of color. I got all these different filters over here that I can do. It's so many different things that I can do over here. Color, you got the filters. It's a lot of things I can just change here. Libraries has different images that can be used as well, depending on what's already in there. Right. So first thing I want to do is I have gradients here. So if I want to add a gradient into it, it changes that, and you can always undo it. So you can play with it, kind of see what it is that, you want to do depending on the particular image. Patterns, you have grass. You can add grass to it. You can turn it into a grass image. So it's just like if you had words, that this was a word, you can do it like this, and then you can put it into a picture, then you have that. So it's just different things you can do in Photoshop. They have the trees, they have the grass, so you can look at the grass and see what kind of grass they have if you want to change your images. I just did a jacket with this background to it. Right? And, it's a lot you can do with this. I'll just undo all of those. So that's one of the benefits that Photoshop has. Let me go back to, okay. All right. So now the next feature, I want to go here. Now I can go into all the layers. You have the different, I meant to go on filter, sorry. So here you can blur the image. You can do a whole bunch of different things. You got a distort where you can change what it looks like. You can noise, you can remove. So like despeckle. A lot of images need to be cleaned up. Just so you just take a few minutes and just clean them up. Like you want to get rid of the noise. You want to dust and scratches. You want to take the dust and scratches off, and you start seeing how it clears up a little bit. But I like to make things very clean when I'm putting them out. Then you can go to sharpen. So you can sharpen just the edges, right? Or you can just sharpen the entire thing. So now you start seeing the change in the image. So you start seeing it tighten up. And you can do it as much as you want till you get it to where you would like to see it, right? Now, just always remember where you start. So wherever you start in PowerPoint, if it's the blur, the soften edges, that is going to be soft. So you're not going to be able to change the softness here to something else. If I like to use the stylize, I like to use the oil paint. So it gives the image an oil paint look. And you'll see it begin to make some changes. Now, the thing with understanding how this works, if you have Photoshop, don't do any enhancements in Photoshop. I mean, in PowerPoint. Just leave the image just as it is. If you want to soften edges, that's fine. But as far as the corrections and things like that, just save it. Just save it and just do it all in your Photoshop. So here, like you see, it shows you can make all the changes in here, how you want the bristle to be, if you want it to be wide, thin. But this is what it begins to look like, right? And see the difference in how it's beginning to change now. So I do this until I'm satisfied with the texture, and you can do as much as you want. So we have that. Okay, then I'm gonna hit sharpen one more time because I go as far as I want to go. See that? Okay. Now I like that. I can just go. I'm not really concerned with the size, but you have your image size. This is where I want to look here. So this pixels, right? See, the resolution is 300. I'm going to change the resolution to 600, right? And you see when I put it on to 600, it changes this up here. So up here, I'll do 3,900 and leave 3,000 there. But it's 600 pixels. That's the resolution, right? It shows your size here, 33. This is significant when you start going into the shops to design your merchandise. So for instance, in interest print, when I do merchandise in there, the image size maximum is 30 it's 30. So you got, your megabytes, kilobytes, and all that. So this is actually 30 megabytes in terms of the image size that's acceptable. So you can keep adjusting this and adjusting this. I see I was 39. So if I put 36, you see 36 it takes you to 30.9. So I can make this 30, 35, and you see it come down to 30. So 35, see how that brought it down to 30. Now this is perfectly sized for whatever it is that I'm going to be working on in interest print. And you can also save. You see here, I have different settings, Joy-Cols, Redbubble, Printy, Printy 6. They have, certain sizes that they want. So this is the size that I want. So I save it as I want it, because if I save it as I want it, I don't have to keep going back and forth. I can just go ahead and click on Yoico, for instance, and that's what it'll be. If I want to change it to something else, I can just change it here. You can keep it the original size. Where's the save? You can save your preset, for instance. That'll come up, and I'll save this as interest print. So that way, anytime I'm doing an interest print design, everything is going to fall under that 3,500 by 3,000. And that's what it's going to be. It used to be 30. I mean, it used to be 9. The original was 9.0 megabytes. So I just change it, and that's what it is. So now I'm okay with that. And it's going to stay just like that. Look at this. See how I changed the size? Now, what I'll do is I'll take it, and I'm going to go back. See how it looked there? Now I want to put it in here so you can see it. All right, so I want to export it and double check, make sure nothing changed, and it'll all say here it's 100% scale, 35, 3,000. And one of the great things is it allows you to put the copyright info in there. So in this case, I don't need copyright info. You'll save it, and I'll just like save it as a picture because I don't really need it. And I'll put cookie 1, cookie 2. All right, cookie 2. It'll run through its process. Now you're going to go back to the PowerPoint. You want to insert a picture from this device. Go back, look for cookie 2. And did I pass it already? Yeah, see, the cookie 2 is right here. Now you want to see cookie 2. See the difference? You got the texture here. This has texture, right? But now you added total and complete texture to it. So the whole thing has a texture all the way around. See? This is, you see smooth here. This is texture. You added full texture to it. Right? Now here is where I can also get rid of this, and I can move this one into the spot, right? It's got a lot around it, so I want to crop it so I don't have a whole bunch to have to work around when I'm working with it. All right, because it becomes a pain when you're trying to shift around the image and you're designing a background to it as well. All right, so take that. Now you'll put this in here. You just resize it till it fits to wherever it is you want it to fit. Oh, almost there, almost there. All right. So now if you put it in the center, that means that your light source will be directly in front, just so y'all kind of know that one. I should be able to put this here. All right, so you put that there. You want to bring that up. So part of the resizing happens when you change out of different programs. I moved it around there and I resized it. So you pretty much look at how you want that to happen. All right. So now we got that done. So now one of the things we do is, it looks like a very nice cookie. So we start adding things to the cookie. This is the difference I'm trying to show you in what it is ALIM4U does versus that which others do. It takes work. You kind of break that down, right? So now you just want to change the color of the eye, right? You want to change the eye color. You want to get it up in there. Yeah. So now you cut and paste, copy and paste to me. Now you can start filling it all in because you're going to change them all, and they look like the buttons may be just a tad bit larger, right? Yeah, the buttons just a little bit larger, and you just go ahead and you resize it till you get it while you're not moving. There you go. Right, so you want to, and we take time with it. Now you want to look at. There's a lot of things that can happen here. So we can use that and see how our circles are even. This is sketch. So now we're changing the texture. All right. So let me give you an idea here what this could actually look like. So we're going to just put some more, paste some more buttons there. Okay. So now we're just, see, again, you've been on here with me for a minute and you see what it is that I'm doing. Right? Now, let me show you how this works. So now we want to take the eye and we want to fill the eye. Let's make it that way. But what we're doing is we're not just filling the eye, right? A lot of different things you can do here. Why are you doing that? So you need to bring it to the front. Let me see here. All right. That's the shape effect. I'm not sure why it's acting like this because it shouldn't. It should be. I want it bigger. Okay. So this is something that you have to kind of be aware of, right? All right. So you look at this, you kind of want this. I want this to be, right? That's where I want it to be, where it's, and some say, man, I ain't going through all that, man. People ain't looking for all that. Well, you think people ain't looking for all that. People appreciate all of that because they look at it and be like, wow, look at how they did this and look at how they, wow, that's pretty cool. Okay, so now you want to go. Now you look at, right? So you take it there. Now you want to figure out where exactly you want that to be. Right? So you want that to be right there. All right. So now I'm not sure why there you go. All right. So Okay. All right. So you see this. So now you want to remove the outline, right? No outline. Because what you need for this to do right now is to blend in. So your shape fill, you're going to change, you're going to make that red. Right? So now what you got to do is you got to bring that down. Because ultimately what you're looking to do is you want to get some depth in that eye because it gives it a whole different look. Follow me? So you want to try to get that right up in there. So your eyes use. See that? See the difference in the eyes? Once you see the difference in the eyes, so see, this is what we put into our stuff when we do it. Now watch this. You got your shape effects. Now you want to go to your bevel. Now see what you got here? You're adding another dimension. You kind of look at the eyes, the ones that, hey, you like that. You see what I'm saying? You got your different eyes. You kind of pick which ones that you favor. All right, you like that? Okay, I like that too. And you go to your bevel, you go. You see the difference there? See what we got going on there now? Now, remember, you got your buttons there. Right, so we're still on the eyes. So now what you can do is you make it. All right. You want to make sure you bring this to the front. All right. You take this and you change the color. All right. Change the color to whatever you want. Make it a dark red, a bright red, or make it any color you want to make it. You want a blue eye. All right. So you do it whatever you want to do. This is what you do here. So any color you want to make, you just add that color in. Yeah, so you want green eyes. So let's go with some blue eyes. We got the blue eyes. You take that, copy and paste. Then you add in the other eye. But you see how you went from this plain drab, I want to show it to you. Because this is how you want to do your work. We'll just go ahead and put this one in. No, I want to show you the last one. Cookie 2. Remember, this is Cookie 2. This is what we started out with. And I always give myself a workspace. Now, so far, this is all we've done to it. And look at the difference. This here is the one that you are putting on all of your cups, your mugs. And this is nice for a mug. Nice color on the background for a mug, and you put one of these on, it looks great. Look at what happens when you add your shadow. Look at what happens when you add color to your eyes. Right? And I can also change the mouth. But just look at the buttons. Right? Put your buttons on. And you got to take the time to make sure that they're on there, that they're covered. You can't just, hey, stop being hurried. You want to do good work, do good work. You want to do shabby work, do shabby work. We don't do shabby work. We take our time and put all the stuff in there. And I'm not going to be using this no time soon. Got a whole stretch to go this year. So, see how that is? You see how the shadows here? You got to play on this kind of stuff. See those shadows underneath there? Now, if I wanted, I can do the same thing here, right? With the buttons. I can make those holes larger, right? I can make them all larger. And I can make these look like chocolate kisses. You know how the little chocolate kisses? So what you do here, you remove the outline. A lot of times these outlines are in the way. And you remove the outline. There is no outline, right? Because you want it soft. You want it to be able to blend in. Now, another trick you have, you go down here and you can make them wider. Now, this is you don't want you want the shape, not the border. Go here, right? Sometimes it gets crazy when they start doing what it wants to do. Okay. We just changed the whole thing. I don't know why my picture just changed. So you have the glow, which you can also add. Let's add a green glow. So if you want to have a glow to it, now you can change and have a glow to, but you can still change the color. You can have your shape fill go to and you can have the green glow, right? But you could also take and you can make it look like these buttons are coming up off of the image. This is just some basic stuff that you can do, that we do. That's why I say this is work. We don't just sit here and play. We're doing work here, man. So you can make this as big as you want. Right? Let's just say we want to make it like this. Right? See how we still have the highlight. You can go here, shape effects, go back to here. You can just remove the glow. So you can leave it to that. You soften the edges. right? Get rid of the bevel effect because we don't need the bevel effect for that. No effect. And we can go back here and we can just so you got to make it smaller. Okay, now we want that to go inside of there. All right, so you can put that in there and change the color, the fill of that. You can make it say orange, green, whatever that is. See the difference? And you take that and add the bevel effect to that, right? And you can have it stick out, protrude out. See how you can start adding stuff on, but it just gives it another depth. And that's what this is a matter of doing. It's a matter of giving depth to your design. And these here, they can stay. Sometimes one of the things that happens with these images when you change them, they become. We'll do this one here. We'll do this. See? Because you can make this something totally different. That can be something else altogether. All right, put that there and put the next one in. Go ahead and put that in. And then if you want to add something else to these, you can always put something there. You can get rid of that. Then another thing that you have here with your picture format, you have it can glow along with the black. You have the thick glow here, very pronounced. Or you can have the light glow. You have a shadow there, but you have reflection as well. So if you want to have it do something like that, you can add a reflection. But just compare. This is what you started with. This is what you now have. Look at the texture of it, the depth, the buttons, those things look like it just, and then you just shrink your picture down. Right? Now you get rid of that. Now you're somewhere, right? So you put this up here. Again, you still looking at your light source. You know, that's your light source, and then you have a reflection. So here, again, you don't need anything. So then you just put in happy holidays. So now you want to insert. I like to use text boxes as opposed to the art, but because what ultimately happens with the art sometimes is that it doesn't give you exactly what it is that you're looking for in terms of text. And see, then you can go here and you want to change that. You want to actually change the text. So you go up here and change your text to whatever you want. You got here, you can change them in different directions. So you can do it. Let me see, like this here. All right. So where's you take the yellow one. The yellow one makes it smaller, so you have that. But again, if you're looking at the reflection, this has reflection as well. You move that there. And you can pretty much do whatever you want with the lettering, right? So there's a lot of things. The text, you can change the text fill here. Go ahead and make that black. You got all your different effects again for the letters. Again, you see that? See the different colors you can put on there. Go back to your text effects. So just try to use as many of the effects you possibly can. You can use this, so you can change the letters. There's different things you can do with your letters. And just playing with them. You put stuff in and it makes it look like it's going around it in a different way. See that? I'll just change it. Just something real basic. Right. And this is just you familiarizing yourself with some of the features there. Now you went from just a plain snowman. And that's what you have. So when you get stuff from us, this is what you're getting, man. We're not giving you crap. All right. So I just wanted to take you through, how we start our process, putting things together. Then all of this goes through Photoshop. We'll take this and we'll save the lettering, and we'll save it as a picture, and you save it as whatever it's going to be, but it's going to go up there and save. Then we're going to go to Photoshop, right? And this is some of the stuff we have in Photoshop. Was already enhanced, so we'll open up a new one. And people don't want to put this kind of work into. I made to do that. People don't want to put this kind of work into merchandise and wonder why nobody really picking this up. And so you want to take it, and you go ahead and embed this. And what do we call it? It's Quirt. So QRS. Right, Quirt. Where's my Quirt? Here it is. Right. And again, I just want the letters. So I get rid of this background, delete that. This is what we have. We have right. So you can take this, again, you go to your filters. You can turn that to oil paint texture. You add detail to it, sharpen it, and it comes up some more. You hit it again with the the paint feature. I'm going to show you what this is going to look like now. It's going to look much different than what you already have there because of the enhancements. That's all you're doing. You're just making some basic enhancements, man. I don't need to go through the sizing. That's not important. I can just do this. Right? Don't need none of the other stuff added to it. Save that. Then we're going to go back here. All right, we're going to insert the image so you can see the difference in the image, right? These are just some small things that we do, taking the time to ensure. You know, I'm gonna enlarge this so you can see it. See the difference? It's difference. It looks like it's painted. See that? See, let's look at the letters. All right. You just enlarge it. I can crop it and get rid of all this extra stuff, but you see that? Look at that. Right? Now I can do one better with this. Take that. Let me get this out the way. Take this, right? Go home and double up on this. Right. And then you have it. So it's just a bunch of different things that we do in ensuring that our designs stand out. So when I tell you that we put passion and effort into it, it took an hour, but I walked you through each thing. But we don't rush through none of this stuff, man. So if I was actually doing this, if I had a customer that needed this, today, this would be done, right? I was going there, bam, 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 bam. But I don't rush the work. It'll get done in time. Trust me, we'll meet deadlines. But it's just a matter of you have to look at what it is that you're doing and say, hey, I want them to like this. Now look how basic this stuff is, man. But don't you love it? Tell the truth. You went from just a little gingerbread man, just a little guy. That's what you started with, just a little guy, man. This is what he looked like, right? And we took him through all the varied changes. But this is the guy who used to put on your cup. That's the difference between ALIM4U and anybody else that you're buying stuff from. It's not AI generated. You sat here and you watched me take that snowman on the left. I mean, that gingerbread man. And it's a whole lot of other things that I can do in here, to make these all different. It's a whole lot more things I can add. I can put a hat on them. I can put a crown on them. There's so many things let me put a crown on. Put our ALIM crown, ALIM4U crown on it. There's so many things I can put. Listen, I can make his stuff diamonds. He can have diamonds in his. Do I have a crown in here? I know I got some crowns up in here. Crown up in here. Right? It's just a whole bunch of different stuff that we could do. Like this, for instance. Bam! You can add that. Put that in the shirt. Get rid of the buttons and get rid of that. You can put this on. You can have. If you're a weed smoker, you can put one of them in his hand or something like that. It's all kind of stuff. You can make that diamonds. It's a matter of what you want. Just tell me what you want, right? But yeah, it's fun. You just got to have fun with it, man. You got to turn it into a work of art. And that's what we do, man. We turn stuff into works of art. And then you can add other feature other stuff into it. If you want to just send something to somebody, look at that. Got rid of him, and you put that in there, right? Pop that right on there. Look at what you got. Look at that. Look at that. Let's look at it. I think this one was done. Yeah, this one I did this one. So you just look at that, right? Look at that. This is what we do, right? This is what we do, man. It's what we do. But just want you to see how this went to that. Look at the difference. Look at the pixels in it. Look at the color. Look at the texture. Look at the difference, right? Like I said, and this tree's another part of the design. You do the same thing with this, man. You take it, you bring that out, right? But look at this compared to that. This is where we started. This is where we end up. That's where we end up. And there's so much more we can do with that if we wanted to, but you don't always have to. But if you could just take this to this, not even with the background, you don't even need to put the background in it. But if you could take this to this, just by adding some color to it, just by adding some, look at the dimensions. It looks like it's textured, so like you can actually touch it. And when you get it, you think the same thing. Like, wow, it was coming up off the tumbler. It's coming up off the mug. And we just gave a little texture to this, with the paint, the oil paint layer, and detailed it. And look at what you got. All right, you just pop this over top of it. You copy, duplicate it, and just put it right. And you have a whole, look at that. See that? See the difference there? The right is this is what you get from ALIM4U. This is what we give you in all of our work. Don't forget about your lighting source. Where's your light at? Right. Let's get something over top of this. Your lighting source is here. You always put your lighting source. You get your line. You attach it over here. This is something over top of this. Take it, line up all your stuff. Put your shadows in the right places. But always start here and then get your lighting source. Once you decide where you want your shadow at, put your lighting source on the opposite side. So this has to be the light for the shadow to be over here. Right? So it's not necessarily, to the left. Sometimes it can be in front of it. But this is your angle. This is the angle you come from. And you see the way this is, it could be higher up, it could be low. Wherever you want to place it, you place it there. You place it there. But look at that. You gave it dimension, you gave it depth, you gave it a whole different look. And that's what you want. Right? This is it right here. Anything else? So listen, we're going to make it just like this today. We're going to stop here. I'm going to go ahead and take a break from this and chill for a minute, lay down, relax, have some coffee. But I want to make sure I gave you, some information. I want to bring you in. Like I told you when I started the show, I want you guys to be in the shop with us. I want you guys to see what it is that we do, right? ALIM4U is a brand owned and operated by the ALIM family, right? This is what you get. And I'm going to keep bringing you in. I want you to see what we do. I want you to know that we care about you and your family. Our prices speaks volumes. Go look at our prices. Go look at our prices. Matter of fact, let me take you there. All right, let me take you to ALIM4U.net. Let me just take you there. Hold on. Let me just take you there. Let me take you there. Right? Let me just take you there. Let me take you there. Look at this. This is our website. Right? It's another one of our designs. Just right. This is another one of our designs. You right, redo our site. You know, we got to take the Christmas stuff down and switch over. We will not be switching over every holiday. I do not have the time to do all that right now. We will be adding, you know, stuff on. Right. This is a testimonial from a customer. It's another test. Herman Johnson is one of our favorite customers. Herman's gotten a bunch of stuff. We go to here, shop now, give you an idea of our site. You know, the sold out ones, they're getting ready to change. Some of the stuff I'm pulling, I'm changing shipping profiles. You know, we use different fulfillers for each one of our product. They're all different. So this is our luggage cover, right? Let you get a closer look at this. We use AI for our ads. You know, a Shopify provides that feature. So if you're looking for a base, for me, having used Etsy, Shopify does it for me. Shopify has a whole lot of stuff that I appreciate when it comes to an e-commerce store. All right, look at that detail. This is a luggage cover. Now, of course, you won't be able to get that now. You'll have to get it next year. It'll be back, but look at the detail, man. It's like you'll see somebody walking with this, and it's almost like you see a cat actually coming out of the bag. Look at that. Look at that. That's a cover. That's a luggage cover. What it does, it just protects the surface of your luggage. You know, they toss that stuff around, but look at everything else that people are coming to pick up. Look at all the other luggage, and look at how ALIM4U's luggage stands out. Look at that. Look, you won't have no problem seeing your bag. Look, there it is, right there. That's the idea, man. We stand out. Don't you stand out? Don't you want to stand out? Look at that. Just look at it. All those bags you see on the carousel, all those bags you see sitting on the side, the bags that you see people carrying. Look at that. Look at that. That's what you want. You want to get your bag and roll out. These are works of art. These are not just look at all those bags in line, man. Look at yours. Look. That's the impact you make when you go through the airport, when you come into the hotel. That's the impact you make. Look at that. Look at that. Just look at it. Look, here's another one. Look. That was hot. Look. Look at the bags, man. Just look at the bags. That's just a cover. See all the other bags he has? It could be covered. Don't have to worry about getting all messed up. Look at the other bags. Look at how that one stands out, man. Look at that. Tell me that's not fire. Look at the detail. Look at the detail. Look at the skin of that bag. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Look at that. That's what you have to focus on. Look at what everybody else is selling. Guarantee it won't look like that. Guarantee you won't look like that. It will not look like that. That's how bubble look. Look at that. Look at the detail of it, man. You won't find nothing like it. It looks like a bubble. Look at it. Look at it. Change the whole look of your bag. Look at that. You won't find none of this stuff, man. Come on, stop playing. Look at that. Look like you can just take a pen and pop it. And all that is a cover. That's your bag. We just blew it up for you. See that? Look at that. Look at that. It's one of my wife's designs. When AI generates stuff, sometimes it doesn't depict exactly. This is one of those depictions that it doesn't come like that. The whole thing is like the other ones that you see. It's just showing you its depiction. Yeah, all you do is pull it over top of your bag, man. That's all you do. Pull it right over top of your bag. Look at that. Just look at the detail, man. Look at that. Mm-hmm. I love AI, man. It's just when it comes to doing these ads, oh, they made it so much easier. Made it so much easier. Look at that. Just did her by herself. Just and I loved it when the guy said, "Hey, that's cool." Right there, she is there. But when you see this, when you see that, you're seeing the same exact thing, man. That bag actually looks like she's right in front of you, just like that. That's what made me love the design. And the butterflies flying around in the house and flowers in the house. So those are just the bag covers. Here's one. I'm gonna show you this one. These are just our covers. These are just the covers, right? Look at that. Excuse me, y'all. All right. See, you can get bags, man, to go with your mood. Look at that bag compared to the other bags. Look at the other bags, man. Just look at the other bags. This is what your bag looks like. This is what your bag looks like. Imagine walking through the airport and that's what your bag looks like. and this is just some of the other bags that that we have as well. But there's so much more. We have clack fans, so we'll go through those. But I just want you to see it's travel time, man. The weather's getting ready to change, and you'll be traveling. About to see family members. But the most difficult thing is like going through the airport, man, and going down to the carousel looking for your bag, and somebody that stole your bag. So don't have to spend a whole lot of time looking for your bag. There's your bag right there. You can see your bag, no matter where it is. Go on security camera. There it is. There it is. There it is. There's that bag again. Look at the difference between a ALIM4U bag and another brand. You can make that bag look just like the other bag. They're just covers, man. They're like just like our seat covers. They're lightweight spandex polyester blend bag go right over top of your bag. They go right over top of it. Yeah, they go right over top of it. All they are just covers. They're lightweight covers. Mm-hmm. Look at that. Look at the detail, man. And I'm telling you, 600 minimum pixels. You feel like you can just touch the curls. Right? Look at that. Hmm? So we have more coming, more designs coming. We have more designs inside. We make merchandise for everybody. Everybody. Right? We have a whole bunch of designs. Here's your size. This is the large, 26 inches by 28 inches. I mean, see, 26 to 28 inches. 26, 28. Right, they're the large bags. $30. Here's your size here. Here's your details here of the bag. Right? 26 to 28 inches, large size, 95% polyester and 5% spandex, dust resistant, for traveling luggage, all over print, 7.76 ounces, fits 26-28 luggage suitcase, right? So you want to look at the size of your suitcase. We have them only in the large right now. At some point, we'll be moving towards getting other sizes, but this is what we have right now. Yeah, so make sure that you check them out, man. Go to our site, check us out. You saw the price, man. You saw the price. You saw the price, right? And again, you may very well go to a site and see something similar as far as the concept, right? But you got to look a little further. Look at the pixels. Look at how clear that picture is. You can see all the curls. That's a 3D clip. Look at the glistening of the skin. Look at it. When you see it in person, it looks exactly like that. It looks exactly like that. I'm going to start showing you some other merchandise soon, but you see behind me, you have you have tumblers back here. You got 30 ounce, 20 ounce slim tumblers. You got the kids cup. I mean, the kids tumbler. You got this artwork behind me, which is a poster made from a hand-drawn picture of mine. You got a little bit of everything, man. You got this, which you got mats for your workspaces, your mouse pads. You got a mat for your computer. You got the shirt. We're doing everything, man. So just make sure that you keep up with us. Can we take this back home? You got your checkout here. You can go if you use shop when you're online. You got the whole checkout process here. Again, listen, we have free shipping for merchandise over $35. You get free shipping of some of those things. So the best thing you can do, like $30, man, come on. You can't beat $30 for a work of art. This is art, man. This is not just something you just throw in your bag. You see what was put into doing the other stuff, right? Sign up for updates. So give us your email address and we'll hook you up. You see all the methods of payment down here: American Express, Pay, Discovery, GPay, MasterCard, Visa, Shop, PayPal. We also have the Afterpay. You can be able to click on one of these. It takes you to. I got to update this because we don't do X. Pinterest. I'm revising, but all of these are going to be updated. You can follow on Shop. We have Instagram Shop, Facebook Shop. While you're online, it'll actually prompt you. You'll see pop-ups for the different deals that we have. You'll see the bag. Where are we at here? Trying to see all this. So we're going to have a few hiccups initially in our show until I get an understanding of how this actually works, because I'm usually using StreamYard. So we'll have a different look on each item, each screen. You'll have a different look on your mobile, a different screen on your laptop, your tablet. It's different looks. And I haven't had a chance yet to look at all the looks and what adjustments know what adjustments I need to make for that. But I'm going to take care of that. So this, and then we have, I'm looking at the Facebook one now. So yeah, so you have different screens, and I got to make the adjustments to see how these screens are coming out in order to have a great, wonderful experience when you come and join us. Hey, listen, but if you get a chance to look at this, man, take a look at what it is we're doing. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays are ALIM4U live. It's typically 1 hour show. I'll be working on a particular thing. This has been about 2 hours today, but typically a 1 hour show. You'll be able to come on, see some of the websites, see what it is that we have going on, get updated on anything that we have planned. Like I said, we'll be doing pop-up shops very soon. Very soon. Just trying to finish up our e-commerce stores. We'll be doing the pop-up shops. We'll be doing some sales, online sales. We got an online the shop in here. We have stuff merchandise. Some of the most of the merchandise that we have here right now are things you can only get online. You can only get from us, and we ship and we provide the shipping and returns and all that stuff here. And this is our pop-up shop stuff that we'll be giving you access to. So you'll be able to do that, but you'll be able to meet us out in public soon when we do our pop-up shops. But yeah, this is the store stuff here, the in-house stuff. We got more stuff to be printed up over the coming weeks. I'll be ordering in some more merchandise, but yeah, I try to do a little bit of everything, man. Showed you guys these, like we got these book bags down here. We got a whole bunch of stuff, man. Plates, license plates, things like that. I can't really see how this looks right now. I got the light there, but this is a license plate, right? So we have license plates, different designs on the license plates. Working on getting the wide license plates because there's so many issues with people having, you can't put a frame around your plate that covers this, that, and the other. So we already designed some of the long ones. As soon as I find a place that has them wholesale, get ready to print up one of those. So that way you'll have a design that's tied into your actual issued state plate. Give you a design, go with that. So yeah, so we do a little bit of everything. Got pillow covers. The covers. These covers actually, you can buy the cover for the pillow and get the pillow yourself. These are our small pillows. We have the pillows in different sizes. They come in different sizes. This is one of the smallest ones, and then we have the bigger ones that people use. This is something like this, like you can have in your car, you can have on your bed, or just a couple, small ones you want to throw in one of your sitting chairs. They're perfect for that. This is the back of it, but it's the material, man. It's like the canvas, right? And then it has instructions on cleaning them. You just put your filler right inside of here, man. You put your stuff in your fill in here. You buy a pillow this size. I think these are like if they're 8, they're about 10 inches, right? They're small, 8 to 10 inches, right? And you just get your own pillow filling, as opposed to having to buy the whole pillow and having to send. We have those as well. I have to get some pillowcases to fit. I gotta bring my pillows down so you're able to see. You're able to see the pillows. I got some bags, women's. The large tote bags. We have those. We got our caps here. I got a couple of caps hanging over here. Let you see one of these. So this is your cap. So the high maintenance series for the stoner folks, the weed smokers, right? Look at nice cap, a nice, beautiful material, man. This is just like a nice satiny, like finished material, right? The high maintenance on the side. That's a lean logo. That's our old logo. We're moving into a new logo that's about to be trademarked. But this is the cap, huh? Right? And again, you look at the picture, man. Just look at the pictures. Look at the detail in the pictures. Just look at the detail in the pictures, man. People are not selling stuff like this, man. Trust me, they're not. It's too costly to put out something using all that detail. Yeah. So you're getting that from us. That's what you get from us. Detail. Look at that, man. You see the detail in that, man? Look at that. Look at it. Just look. Just look at it. They look real. They look like it's actually people there. Yeah. It's another one on hanging up on the other side. But yeah, we'll do a visit of some merchandise that we have. I'll take you through some of the stuff that we have in our in-house pop-up shop collection. Hey, listen, but it was a pleasure being with you today. Uh, ALIM4U will be live again on Saturday. On Saturday, yeah, and I'll see you then. You guys have a good rest of your day, man. Thanks for tuning in. I'm your host, as always, Sabir Alim. Thank you.